What's up? Quick video, raw, unedited video I wanted to do. Been wanting to do. As you can see in the corner of me is the subject of today, and that is posters. What posters do you guys have? What posters do you guys like? I went through and found in the move a bunch of posters I had, and some I've actually thrown out, some I'm giving away, and some I'm actually hanging up in the game room, places around the house and stuff. So I kind of just wanted to talk about like what makes a good poster, what am I into, what have I found my taste kind of changing, what they're into. So I have a bunch of posters here I just want to talk through, and some kind of history of posters with me and my old room and all of that. So without further ado, let's talk about this first one right here. That I put up is actually not quite a poster. It is from Best Buy and Nintendo teamed up during one of the E3s. I believe 2013 was the year, or 2014 was when Majora's Mask came out. So whatever, they were doing an event and they handed out that's a legit mask, and you can see right here where the hole is at next to the eye. There was a kind of thing, like a stretchy thing. You could actually wear this mask, and it was a paper mask from officially from Nintendo, and I thought that was awesome. I thought that was really cool. Of course, there's better probably mask, like legit mask people make, but I thought that was really awesome. Put that in a poster frame recently, flatten that in there. So I love Majora's Mask. It's my favorite game of all time. So just had to have that in there. Next thing I want to talk about is some of these posters I got from Cincinnati's Comic-Con that they have. And here is one of them, and that's BioShock Infinite. So here is where I'm going to get into what I think is good, what constitutes, a poster I like or, don't like. This is cool. It's very more realistic even in the game, this kind of look. I think this is the alternate cover for BioShock Infinite. But it has this logo down here. Now here's the thing. I really like posters that don't have the logo, or as small and out of the way as possible, if they have to have the logo on there. And I think that this one passes. I like the logo. I think the logo is fine down here, and I do want to hang this up. I'm not sure if I'll hang it up in this room. Maybe in the future somewhere I'll find a spot for it, but I think I'm going to kind of keep this one. I do like this one. Here is another one that I got from Cincinnati Comic-Con. Cincinnati Expo, one of those, and that is another BioShock one. I thought the art was cool at the time, but it has this Elizabeth at the end, like did we need her name? You know what I mean? And I think that would have been a lot cooler without the name. And now that time has passed, I haven't had time, finding these posters I didn't put up. I don't think I'll use this one. I don't know what I might throw this one out. We'll come back to these in a little bit. I want to get these bigger ones out of the way. So here is another one that I'm unsure what to do with. I like this art. This is for Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS. So it has this big logo up there, and I kind of like the art, but it's just not doing it for me. Like, the promo posters, I think I've fallen out of love with. I like more, and you're about to see in a second, more fan art and more kind of subtle posters pointing towards some of these things. I don't like these officially licensed posters anymore. I think it's cooler to have more artsy, more kind of vague what they are. I think that's cooler to me now. So for example, there was I believe this was a local artist here in Cincinnati. I could be very wrong about this, but they did a poster for Yoko from Gurren Lagann. Not officially licensed. There's no logo of Gurren Lagann on there. And I think that's just sick. And that is definitely going up in the game room. I just think that's a really cool poster. Very artsy. Has a cool style to it. And I like it. Another one from Cincinnati Comic-Con that I got back then. No logos. It's Wolverine. And on each blade is a different villain for him. And I just think that is so... I just am amazed that anybody can make this type of art to begin with. But just those subtle little touches on there. I think this is a cool poster. Going to try to find a spot for that. And then lastly is from an artist named Angimoto, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, online. But they made this Evangelion poster. From now on, you're on your own. You'll have to make your own decisions. No one can do it for you, is a line from End of Evangelion. But how subtle and how cool is that? Like, there's no logo there. It's not officially licensed. It's this artsy take on one of the angels in Evangelion. Very cool. Definitely gonna go up. This was actually in my last game room. I'm definitely gonna put it back up. I just really like that poster. And so here's one I'm like kind of back and forth on. This is you can look it up online. It's legit the cover for Last of Us poster. And as much as I like Last of Us, it's like I like the more artsy stuff. This is just legit the front cover. I'm not sure if I'll put it up. I want the more subtle. There's some more subtle ones online I've seen of Last of Us. I might seek those out instead. Here's one that is a great example of one I'm not sure if I like it enough to hang it up, but it's cool. This was a Club Nintendo, I think, for Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon on 3DS. And check this out. If I can freaking do it. I don't know if I can hold it out. Let's see if I can. Okay, yeah, I'm fine. It's all these ghosts coming up to Luigi. Sorry about this. Frick! Dang it! Put my knee on it. How about that? But it's all these ghosts. What the frick? Why can't I hold this out, dude? It's all these ghosts coming in, Luigi in the middle, like looking scared. So cool. There's no giant logo. The logo is here, but it's tucked in the corner. I love that poster. I think that's really just a funny, cool poster. Not sure if I'm gonna hang it up, but definitely one of the ones I like. I have one surprise at the end I will show as well. But we'll go through these too. So these are kind of smaller posters I own. So this first one is for Mega64. If you ordered something off their site, internet group Mega64, they gave you this little like card, poster card or whatever of one of their videos. So these are kind of smaller posters. These are sun faded, because they were in my room, my last room before I moved, since the launch of Twilight Princess. These were in Nintendo Power, and every month leading up to the launch, or at least when they first revealed it, I think it was leading up to launch, they each month had a different Twilight Princess poster, and this is one of my most hyped games of all time. And I was subscribed to Nintendo Power and definitely picked those up, or got those hung up, which you can see in my last video, my last game room video. You can see those up. But here's another one, of course, and you can see that in the finished. Here's a Shadow of Colossus poster that I had up as well. This was at Nintendo Power. Is one of those gaming magazines, though, that I had. I'm not sure which one it was, but I forgot that there was a backside to it as well. I think some PlayStation magazine as well. But these were just fun. I think these are some of my favorite posters I own. They just were in game magazines, and they're really interesting. Like, they don't have a lot of the logos most of the time. They're really cool. See, this one doesn't even have a logo at all. It's just Link and Zelda there. But how cool is that? But leading up to the launch, they had that, and just the magazines had the coolest freaking posters. Here's another one. I think one of the last ones they did was, whoops, there's some tape looking at that. Whoopsie daisy. Let's be careful there. I'm not being careful, I'm ripping it. Frick. So yeah, some of the last ones they did was this huge one that folded out to an even bigger size. How cool is that? Just in a poster, or just in a gaming magazine back then. This one is one of my favorite posters of all time. You can see it again in my my first game room tour video, and that is Lara Croft. This was in PC Gamer. How funny is that? I thought that was just so funny. Another Nintendo Power that does what I was saying very well. It's just this artsy take on that. This was another local artist in Cincinnati, I believe. Yes, I believe so. Got this at Arcade Legacy. Shouts out one of our podcasts we did there. We go there sometimes. But I love that. I thought that was so cool of Cyber Ninja. That is his name. I'm like second guessing myself. Another cool Smash poster of when Brawl was coming out. They did another Sun Faded. But I just love these. I had these up just from Nintendo Power and just hung them up like that. No frames needed. So yeah, I'm a big fan now. I found as I have this room of those type of posters. So another one I hung up with the Majora's Mask one was another Majora's Mask one. This was the biggest poster I owned, and I got this at Symphony of the Goddess, the orchestra where they play all of these old Zelda songs. And I didn't even have the room for this back then when I bought it, but when I saw this, the remake I loved on 3DS, and I love the art. This is newer art they made for it. The moon's up there, and everybody's kind of on this globe in a circle. I thought this was just so cool. This is one example where the cover art was freaking awesome, and like this kind of key art, whatever you want to call it, for the game. Man, just look at that lighting. Just look, just beautiful the way they portrayed this. It does have the logo, and it actually has the Symphony of the Goddess logo. I was kind of surprised at. But I just love this, and I actually definitely went out and finally hung it in a poster frame this time. That's the thing. In my last room, you know, you're a teenager, you don't care, but now that I'm older, I like the more classy feel of a poster frame now. So hung that up, one of my favorite games of all time, and right here will be some of those posters I was talking about earlier over here, and then I got one coming. I might add another up here as well that I might be purchasing, kind of smaller posters to kind of even it out, so it's not just one poster and nothing on the other side. And lastly, I do have a surprise. This is something I'm not even freaking sure what it is, but when I was going through my stuff, I found it. I don't know if this was my dad's. I don't know if he gave it to me. I can't remember where it came from, but I think it was my dad's, but it wound up in my collection. And that is, I'm going to sit down for just a second. Just a second. I'm allowed to do that. I am allowed. I'm not afraid to take a stand. Everybody come take my hand. This is worth it. I swear it's worth it. This. I have Boba Fett on what looks to be this giant bird. I know maybe Star Wars fans are going to scream at me because this is something they know. I don't remember this scene in Star Wars. I just thought this was so funny and weird that Boba Fett's riding this bird. I don't remember that from the movies, but I have it. It's a weird poster. That's one where it's just a big question mark. What I'm gonna do with that? Maybe seek out what my dad thought about that. But yeah, what do you guys think about posters? Is it more, do you not care if it's like kind of a fan art kind of take on it? I used to be so against that. I liked the official promo material of posters. I liked when they had the logos. I liked when they were like at that Ocarina of Time one I showed. But now I like subtlety. I like more classy. I like put them in picture frames. I like there's some in our living room, me and my wife's living room, that are Breaking Bad, but it's Albuquerque and it shows the trailer out in the desert. But it doesn't say Breaking Bad on it. It's not official promo art. It's not Walt like staring, one of the key art from the show. I like the subtlety now. I think that's exudes coolness to me now. I don't know. So even another poster is coming soon. Maybe you'll see it on the podcast, something like that. I don't know. I like the more subtlety. I like the more obscure stuff. But that's kind of what I've fallen in love with. It's funny how your taste kind of changed from that, because I just have all this. And I had more just promo material stuff that I was like, oh, that's so cool, and that's the cover of this, and I liked the official stuff. No more. So what do you think? Are you official? Are you subtlety? Do you hate posters? Do you not even hang posters up? I don't know. Let me know. Very raw, very unedited video. Totally lied. there is a little bit of edit. I had to edit this in. I did get these posters framed. Some of them I showed in the last part of this earlier part of this video, but I've got the Wolverine framed. Had to get the classic Wolverine framed. Got that Evangelion poster, but then I've got one new one right here, but just wanted to show this whole wall. Really happy with it. Got that Zelda poster still there, and Gurren Lagann, and then I got a Mulholland Drive. Shouts out Mulholland Drive. This was the coolest poster I found for that movie. So that is my final poster stuff. So like I said, let me know what you think about posters. Give me some posters thoughts. Post your comments below. Woo! All right, how do I turn this off?